Howdy Husker Nation, I'm Jessica Cootie and the countdown is winding down. We are now less than a week out from Volleyball Day in Nebraska, and so much has gone into the planning to make this record-breaking day possible. So we thought it'd be great to sit down with three of the key members that have been a huge part of the planning process up until this point. So we're sitting down with Associate AD for Event Management and Operations, Matt Davidson, the Director of Volleyball Operations, Lindsay Peterson, and the Senior Associate AD for Marketing and Multimedia, Brandon Meyer. Thanks so much. It's almost here, guys.
I know, I'm excited.
All right, well, let's start with the how, the who, the when, the initial conversation of potentially having this event. When was that?
I'll never forget the day. I don't know what day in the spring Trev came in my office and said, we want to have a volleyball game in the stadium. Can you work on details? We want to have a concert. You know, I think my brain just started spinning, like how would it be laid out, and logistics, and dates, and who would we play, and obviously my first response was, hey, we've got to get our team together here and really start ironing out the details.
Matt, Lindsay, what were your initial reactions when you hear, hey, we're going to play a volleyball game inside Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, I remember Coach Cook coming over after a meeting with Trev and said, are you sitting down? and broke it to me and said, what are your thoughts on having a stadium or a match in the stadium? Do you think we can pull it off? Do you see any red flags? And of course, my mind went to playing volleyball outside. How's that going to work? But also very exciting because the opportunity for our team and the state to have experienced something like this was incredible. So yeah, the wheels started turning into how are we going to make this work and make it a special event.
Yeah, my initial reaction was what day and what time. You know, and then obviously our football field has a little bit of a pitch on it, and we want to try to level out a volleyball court for safety reasons. So once we started narrowing in on the details with Brandon and our small working group that we have been working with throughout this whole process, we started ironing in on those details. Wednesday, 4:30, 7 o'clock. That brought some hurdles, but we've had excellent partners on campus and within the city that really have brought this thing home.
You know, we just wrapped up the 50-year celebration of Title IX, and an event like this, and the whole country, all different sports we're talking about this when you make this announcement that this is going to be had. So what's the significance of this for a women's sport to be able to do this here inside this stadium?
You know, to go after the record for a women's sporting event in the world, you know, I can't put it into words, to be honest with you. I'm just super proud that I'm at a place where you know, women's athletics are supported like this, and that events like this are possible. So. And
Lindsay, you played this sport. I mean, for this to be happening,
it's huge for this sport, but like you said, for women's athletics in general. And our motto within our program is dream big, and talk about dream big. You know, we're dreaming big to put this out, but what place did you think something like this could occur? And you're like, well, if it's going to happen, it could happen in the state of Nebraska. And but I think it speaks to how much women's athletics across the board has grown, the visibility of the sports now, and the opportunity to put our sport on a big time stage like this is just incredible for our student athletes.
Matt, let's talk about the layout of the event and the stage and all of that. How did you work through all of those details?
So we had an initial plan prior to tickets going on sale. And that plan obviously changed after the event sold out, and Brandon, what, 24 hours?
Yeah, almost 24 hours.
So we were going to try to do a horseshoe set with the South Stadium being empty. And obviously we had the ticket demand to where the entire venue sold out. So that has changed our layout to where the volleyball court's going to be going north-south. And it's going to be more positioned on the north side of the field with a catwalk going down the spine of the field to the concert stage.
And Brandon, let's go back to tickets. So I know there's an initial goal, but then when it initially goes on sale and then a couple of days and it is sold out, take me through that process and what it was like in the ticket office and what internally was going through the minds of everybody here when you set a goal and then you just blow past that goal.
Yeah, you know, we were super excited to kind of get to our initial goal of around 60,000. And we knew that, you know, it was a possibility that we could open up the south end zone. So we got to that 60,000 a lot quicker than a lot of us anticipated. And the ticket office did a great job of opening up new seats there. And then in the back of my mind, you know, we started working through the challenges of how are we going to have a concert, and is the concert going to be in the round? Is the concert going to be on a rotating stage? Like, how are we going to make sure that everyone, you know, in any seat has a great experience?
And your phone was blowing up about tickets?
Yeah, it was. I think people thought if they couldn't get through the ticket office, maybe the volleyball office could help them out, and I reassured them that the ticket office was the place to go. But it was you knew that there was going to be big demand, but I think the volume right away was surprising. But it's a testament to I think the volleyball program, Nebraska Athletics, and just our fan base in the state, and wanting to make sure that we did this right for our team and program, and for you know, Nebraska Athletics. If we were going to do it, we were going to go big, and thankfully we have the right people in place to allow that to happen, and everybody was willing to do whatever it took to make this as big as we could make it.
So take me through you're building a stage, right? And the court's going to be on the stage, all of that, and how you came to that decision to do that.
So, you know, player safety was at the very top. And meeting with the athletic directors from the visiting teams, the head coach representatives, obviously Lindsay, Coach Cook, we talked through this. And the idea was to bring some stage and to put on top of the field decking, to go 18 inches up to take care of the curvature of the field. And then right before University of Nebraska's commencement, we brought some of our TerraFlex court over and did a mock setup. Lindsay brought some practice players over, and we quickly found out that we needed to reinforce the stage even more. So we have a plan for that. We have plenty of runoff space from our court. Again, player safety. So that's where those discussions started, and we certainly engaged our visiting team schools to ensure them that that's top priority.
Lindsay's Coach Cook ready to coach from underneath, right? He's not going to be on the court with the team, right?
The first time we've really played a bit match that the bench isn't right on the court, and he can't just walk from his seat out to talk to a player. So with the stage being raised up, the bench will be a little bit lower. We've had one experience with that. One time playing in Minnesota, we played in their basketball arena, and they have a raised floor. So we had that experience. So it's going to be a little bit of a different look for us and something to get used to, but having the opportunity to get on the court on Tuesday and experience that and try to work out some of those kinks and see what's the best that's going to help our coaches get the information they need to our players.
I think, too, we've been in lockstep with the Big Ten and the NCAA, and really appreciate their cooperation and partnership on even small things like replay and how that's going to work. You know, there's not everything we will have in a normal volleyball game will be the exact same in this.
How long is the process going to take from start to finish once you start building this out? When will you start, and how long will it take to get there?
So we start this Thursday, August 24th at 10 p.m., and we'll build through the night. We're bringing in some decking to put over our turf to protect that. And that build will continue through the 29th, which is the practice day for the teams to come in and practice on the court. And then teardown will go through September 1st.
So the game you mentioned is on a Wednesday, not a typical Saturday. So take us through what fans need to know if they're driving in, parking, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so parking is very important, and that's been on our list from the start. Campus has worked with us to have an instructional continuity day, which means students will not be in classes. That's certainly helped us out. We have a parking plan. We've done a pre-sale. We have almost 6,000 stalls on campus that have already been pre-sold. This being on a Wednesday in the city, we realize that there's going to be some capacity issues. So we have worked with a bus provider. We'll have 40 buses that will be giving free shuttle from satellite lots throughout the city This will be in our release coming up on details. We really want to encourage fans to take advantage of this free bus service.
And alcohol sales is happening on that day.
Yeah, we've partnered with Premier Catering on this, and we will be providing alcohol, very similar to what we did with Garth Brooks. We'll be wristbanding, we'll be ID checking everybody. There'll be a 2-drink limit. But yeah, we expect for that to go well. We have extra measures in place to account for that.
And tickets, make sure your app is updated, right?
Correct. We have a new app, so make sure your app is updated. Make sure you get your mobile tickets downloaded and into your wallet, and that will make sure that you can have a quick entry into the stadium that day.
So when you get here, tell us about all the events and festivities that are going to be surrounding. It's not just a volleyball game anymore.
Yeah, so there is a rally at the Coliseum hosted by Adidas, which is going to be a really neat event. The team will be over there around 12:30. There'll be interactives for kids. There'll be a chance to buy some Volleyball Day for Nebraska apparel, and it will be a real good chance to get a glass of water and do some different Adidas games over there before you come to the stadium. And then once you get to the stadium, we've got a lot planned after the volleyball match, a light show, a fireworks show, and some other secrets planned there before we get to the Scotty McCreery concert.
What was the reaction from Scotty McCreery and his team when you tell them about, hey, you're going to be playing at a volleyball game, but it's a sold-out football stadium?
You know, they have been awesome to work with. They understand this isn't a normal concert. I don't know this, but I think this is probably the largest audience Scotty McCreery's ever played for. They've wanted to do it first class from the beginning. They said, hey, this is going to be a great audience, an awesome event. Like, we want to put on a good show.
What else do fans need to know, make note of before coming to the stadium in a week?
You know, I think just plan accordingly. Again, like Matt said, I think your easiest way in and out of the stadium are going to be to use the Aero buses. These are going to be nice motor coach buses with air conditioning. So we really want to encourage fans to use those satellite lots. Those buses are going to be going all day, and they're going to drop you off close to the stadium. Again, a lot of the parking lots around the campus are already sold out. So if you come to Memorial Stadium kind of looking to park where you may normally park at a football game day, that may not be available. So the easiest way to get in and out of Memorial Stadium is going to be the buses. The athletic department has invested a lot of money and a lot of resources to get those up and going, and just want to encourage fans to use those.
And Husker volleyball fans extend across the country. So for those that are not going to be able to be here in attendance in the stadium, is going to be on TV, right? Going to have a big production here that day as well.
It will be. It'll be on BTN, and they're super excited to come in and be a part of this and give fans across the nation an opportunity to witness this incredible event. And they have a pregame show. They're going to be interactive during the match as well with our fans, and just make it a really special event that not only focuses on the game itself, but also what took place to get it to this point and why Nebraska fans it's so special to be here.
What's it been like working with the TV production crew getting this set up?
You know, the TV production crew is one of the main reasons we sort of flipped the court to go north-south instead of east and west, kind of based on where they wanted camera positions and how we could move the goalpost down. But BTN is investing a ton of resources to do this. You know, on our initial call, they said, hey, this is more than just a volleyball match. Like, this is an event, and here's why we want to place cameras in these locations, and we want to tell this story. Like every production they do, they're going to do an awesome job covering this.
I know you guys have just put in so much time and effort into making this possible. So from when it started to where it is now, I mean, how excited are you to be a part of this, to make this happen, to see it kind of all start to come to fruition?
It's extremely exciting. This is a very novel event. outside the box, and I know my entire team and all of the stakeholders that we've been working with are super excited for this. Nebraska volleyball is absolutely gigantic in this state and this country, and this just takes it up another notch. So it's very exciting to be a part of it, to help stage it, to help work with all the different stakeholders on campus, internally, within the city. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, our program is super excited, and I know our players are very grateful for all the efforts everybody's put in to make this happen, and I can't echo that enough. I mean, we're incredibly grateful for all the people that have invested time and energy and resources into making this a great event, and stars are starting to align, and yeah, each day as we get a little closer, get a little more butterflies in your stomach, but it's a lot of excitement, definitely.
I am super excited. I wake up every day looking at the weather app, and it looks like we're going to have a beautiful night for this event. I have a 4th grade girl that loves Nebraska volleyball, and she's been talking to me every night about this event and what it's going to be like. So I can't wait for little girls just like mine all across Nebraska to come and experience this and see that it's possible to sell out a football venue for a women's athletic event.
I should ask you, there is a backup plan in place. We're not even going to speak that into existence, but just in case, there is a backup plan that everybody's been working on in case we need to go to that.
Yeah, our ticket office did a really good job of sort of ticketing the Devaney Center already. So those folks that already have those backup sort of tickets in their wallet. And yes, if we would need to cancel the event for some reason, I know the team really needs to get this game in for their schedule. So we do have a plan to shift some things to Devaney, and we will communicate that through all of our channels if we get to that point.
We're kicking off a celebration of 100 years inside the stadium, and I'm not sure when they built the stadium you thought that this is where we'd be today, but how fitting is it that we're kicking things off? The first event is going to be a sellout crowd for a Nebraska volleyball game.
I know we just finished this 100-year book, and I've gotten 2 emails already that said, how cool would it be to add this event to the end of the book? And I agree, what an awesome way to kind of kick off this 100-year Memorial Stadium celebration with this once-in-a-lifetime unique event.
Brandon, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, to think even 20 years ago, the thought of selling out a football stadium for a volleyball event was not even imaginable. So the fact that we're to this point is incredible and speaks, I think, volumes to what the state of Nebraska has done for our athletic program.
All right. Well, appreciate your guys' time. Brandon Meyer, Lindsey Peterson, Matt Davidson. Thank you for chatting with us, but also for all the work and efforts that you guys and your teams have put into making this day possible. I know the team's really excited, and certainly fans are certainly excited as well. We've been blowing up on Sports Nightly, everything. I can't tell you how many times I get asked about it and all the questions. So I know it's very appreciative, all the work that you guys have done to make this possible.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear what John Baylor's take is on the volleyball pregame show.
Hopefully you can see, right? We're going to get him some binoculars. All right, and thank you guys so much for listening. Again, all this information, huskers.com, if you have any further questions on what to do for parking, how to get here, tickets, all of that. So thank you guys so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you here on Volleyball Day in Nebraska.